to you to get fired from your job, to be dumped by your boyfriend without understanding why, or to meet like the same problems everywhere but with different people, like you keep playing the same act, the same movie over and over with different actors. So the question is that all coincidence and we're just powerless, or the universe is trying to show you something about yourself? I give you another example. Did you ever work in a company where your colleagues get along really well together, but you have a conflict with every single person? How do you explain that? Is that the result of chance? Or is that the universe make you understand something deep about yourself? Well, I think that the second one is the right choice. Your friends doesn't have the same story as you, not the same past, so they don't project the same things on people. And if you were mistreated in your childhood, then there is a good chance that you project those unresolved conflicts into your colleagues. And we end up wondering whether the outer world is neutral or whether it reflects our inner emotional world. What do you think? Do you have a little idea? Is that the world full of kind and mean people and there's nothing that we can do about that? Or is that everything a matter of what you carry inside of you because of the past? And if so, how we transform our outer reality positively? By understanding that the outer world belongs to you and that you manifest it, you will be able to free yourself and stop suffering from others' behaviors while feeling powerless. You will become a wandering hero who use like all obstacles to grow and transform. You will learn to have fun through difficulties, a little bit like Indiana Jones, and to use them to grow and to heal and to shine and to rediscover love, to rediscover the divine knowledge that actually will bring you peace. It's true, I understand you. Sometimes we tell ourselves that the world is just like a big mess and that anything and everything happened there. We meet kind or mean people by chance, we succeed or fail in our project, we miss a train or catch it, in time. All doesn't seem related to our past at all. And believe that may seem a bit like unrealistic. I'm understanding you. But you see, the problem with thinking that the world is ruled by chance is that it created a lot of suffering and chaos inside us. We tell ourselves that the world is against us and that we are powerless in front of the things and even we encounter. So we endure life, we get depressed, and for example, a guy who gets fired from his job, it's very sad and it lowers its self-esteem. But then it's the decline, little by little. We close in ourselves, we isolate in ourselves, and we lose the taste for life and joy. If you have no power over your outer life, then how can you be happy when you wake up in the morning? One can sink into depression, alcohol, or even violence. A woman who meets an abusive man will curl up on herself and fall into depression without asking herself how the violence experienced in her childhood created this difficult reality. And she will not see and will have the feeling of enduring her life. You believe what you want, but by believing that, your life becomes a real struggle where you always have to fight or cry about life's difficulties. And it's a pity because it could be avoided if you understood what's behind the scene of life. By understanding that everything's come from your inner world, you realize that you can change your life by healing from within. The outer world is no longer your enemy, but a guide, a buddy, your best friend to help you understand what you don't see and don't understand by yourself. In fact, the outer world reflects our inner world. We live in the illusion of separation between us and the world if we don't seek for developing our spirituality. But as soon as we dig a little deeper, we discover that the world is there to show us where we are still hurt and where we need to heal to be happy. Let's take, for example, Liz that was mistreated in her childhood. And she was told that she was stupid and useless. So the day it happened again in her adult life, she felt very hurt and disturbed. Whether for another person, this sentence would have no negative impact and might even make the person laugh. If Liz became aware that what she feels is linked to the emotional power of her past, she could suffer less and decide to heal from it, instead of blaming others. In fact, events resonate with her deep emotions. If I am full of anger, I will also meet people full of anger. If I am full of compassion, then I will also meet people full of compassion, because that is my energy. And in fact, suffering is born from ignorance of the rules that make the world turn. And wisdom comes to free us when this suffering, so we can live a much more powerful spiritual life full of joy and achievements, and we become aware that we project into others what we see. We are no longer in suffering, and we can finally act to change the outer world. We will be then able to start using negative events as opportunities to heal from within. And we will develop a vertical relationship with life. It's like me and the universe, and not a horizontal one, me and others. We will be able to leave the apparent chaos of life to find the hidden harmony. A bit like Indiana Jones, who feel like the holy grail of the sacred temple, and life take on a whole new dimension. The world is no more an enemy, but a guide for inner transformation. The world actually comes to reveal to us what we need to heal. If a person is constantly rejected in their loving relationship, it's because they carry a wound of abandonment. And the good news is that by healing our inner wounds, our outer world will naturally transform without us having to do anything outside. For example, Laetitia has repeated conflict in her relationship. As soon as she stopped blaming her partner and take responsibility for this manifestation, she decided to heal her childhood wounds, and immediately a relationship will change. Either her partner will become like more peaceful with her, or the relationship will end suddenly and she will meet a man with whom she will have an harmonious relationship. That's pretty amazing, right? So if we can truly transform our reality by working on ourselves and releasing the negative emotions trapped in the body, the outer world becomes an opportunity to transform yourself from within. And in the end, controlling others' behaviors begins by being able to control ourselves, becoming aware of the unconscious blockages that rule us and releasing them to attract a more positive and luminous life. And so, if we have a conflict with someone, we should first question our subconscious through meditation or through a ritual, rather than blaming the person we're in conflict with. Because by understanding the problem deeply, we can solve it without overloading it with old negative emotions. All right, let's move to the manual. The next time that you face a problem that prevents you from moving forward in life, or the next time that you argue with someone and it hurts you, stop a moment and ask yourself before getting upset with the person, have I already experienced this in my past? Does it resonate with something from my childhood? If yes, take a little time for meditation where you invite your inner child to come and explain why he's creating these problems for you. Listen to him with love and then talk to him about yourself, who you become and how you would like your present to be free from the past. Listen to what he has to tell you. If he suffers, you will be able to help him heal by sending him, love day after day with yoga, meditation, breath work, art. And when your inner child is healed, naturally your present will be freed from the problem of the past. You will meet more positive people, harmonious and pleasant life scenario. It's actually simple. So, to sum up what I wanted to share in that video, it's true that at the first glance, we might think that the world is not connected to us and that everything is just about chance and luck. But living while believing that brings us a lot of unnecessary suffering. And on top of that, we don't try to change our life since we believe that we can't do anything and that we are powerless. By digging a little, by seeking wisdom everywhere, and by becoming a spiritually awakened being, we understand and realize that reality is intimately connected to our past and our deep unconscious emotions. When our life brings us problems, we can then do introspection without ourselves, communicating with our inner child, and then helping heal these past wounds. That's how our life will transform for the better into a happier, more fulfilling and harmonious one. And between us, you know that the purpose of life, to be able to recreate one's life and makes oneself a more loving and more loved individual. So keep going and ask yourself how you could heal from the past to have a more positive, a more harmonious present life. And if you like this video, don't hesitate to subscribe and to put a like on the bottom, and check out my website, Back to Love Coaching. We offer plenty of programs to free yourself from the past and accomplish yourself in life. See you next time.